Huh?
All right. Yes, sir. There we go. Live.
Hold on.
Good evening. Good evening.
Right.
How's everybody?
Doing
going on?
fantastic. How are you?
All right. All right. Our topic today is the awakening man. The awakening man. How you feel about it? Good evening. Are you the awakening man? What kind of man are you? That's our topic today. Chime in whenever you want to. Chime in whenever you want to. Give them a little time to come in and get right, get situated.
Hey, yo, where we live at?
We live
Yeah.
now.
Right.
We're live.
Okay, cool.
You can go ahead.
All right, so
I'm trying to
we're gonna
live,
start it
y'all.
off.
What you say, Mike?
So who's gonna start it off? You might as well since you started.
Okay. That's good. So, the awakening man. My question is: are you the awakening man, or would you like to be the awakening man? You know, what type man are you? What do you stand for? How you living? What's good? How you living? You know, what's your thoughts? What's your process? What's your purpose? Are you connected to your purpose? Okay, those are some of the questions we're gonna try to answer for you tonight. Just doing a little research on the awakening man. It was very insightful. You know, I like a bunch of the thoughts that came through on the awakening man. It says the awakening man celebrates a woman. He's respectful, honoring, and gracious. He hates when other men do women wrong. He holds his brothers accountable. He makes amends for his own misdeeds. He co-creates a world where women move freely to find their voice. Okay. He does not adapt his personality to dictates of the crowd, meaning, you know, he's a nonconformist. He's respectful to others, and he don't let them define him. His authenticity over image. He becomes his own benchmark. He's a sculptor of his own reality. He communicates his feelings with respect. An awakening man leads a purposeful existence. His purpose is his path. He is self-admitting and emotionally honest. He seeks congruity between his inner life and his outer manifestation. So he digs deep within. You know, he seeks wholeness. He's not satisfied with the fragmented way of being. And success without integrity is unsound and meaningless. So, and he understands it'll come back to him. So he's gonna be a man of integrity, a warm heart, grateful for the gift of life. Knows he does not stand alone. He gives credit. No claims on God. He don't like when people. He accepts those who believe and those who don't. Whether you believe or you don't, he accepts both. You know. So I like this awakening man. I truly feel like I'm an awakening man. It didn't happen overnight. It was a process. I welcome the process, and you know, it's progress, not perfection. So we want to be perfect, moving toward maturity. That's what being perfect is going to be, you know. And that awakening man is a mature man. You know, I just truly believe that an awakening man is aware of the topics of today, aware of what's going on in the world. He doesn't localize his thoughts. You know, it's truly a worldwide thing. You know, he don't stay in the box. He thinks outside of the box. You know, just those things. And looking it up, I felt like that's what it would be, but I researched it anyway, and those are some of the thoughts I came across as I was researching. But I did not look up the definition. So if anyone got that definition, I'm pretty sure you got it, Mike. So let's go with it.
No, I didn't get the exact definition of an awakening man, but what an awakening man is someone who's in search of himself. And that's in a lot of different ways. Some of the research I found that was about being a man that it's like the awakening of mankind. Basically, it was all based on fiction. But what I would say awakening man is tell you what, put it like this. Have you guys ever seen the movie The Last Dragon?
Yeah.
You've seen it?
Yeah.
All right, you know how Bruce Leroy was on a quest to find the master?
Mm-hmm.
Now, his whole quest was all about finding the master, somebody to take him to the next level. But he never realized that he was already the master that he was looking for. So this whole thing about awakening man is awakening yourself, opening up to life itself, because he was a master in martial arts. He was that hands down. He didn't master was life itself. He had never loved. He had never had to fight for anything or anybody. And basically he was one-dimensional. But as men, we are multi-dimensional. So there are a lot of things that go on with us. So to be a complete man, you have to be into a bunch of different things, not just one-dimensional. And as you can see at the end, in order to find the master, he had to look within himself. So it's basically the awakening man is the man who learns or is on a journey to master himself. And that's a never-ending journey.
Wow. Okay. Okay, a never-ending journey. That's what's up. I like that.
You know,
so you're definitely gonna have to look within, right? That's what you're saying?
Yes, but you know how in the Middle East, you have the Buddhist monks, the Tibetan monks, all the different monks around the world basically are looking for enlightenment. They're looking for that perfection. But the thing is, there's no such thing as perfection. So they're always on a quest to better themselves from within, bring the spirit and the body into alignment. So you bring your spirit, your physical, everything into one alignment that makes you complete. Closest you will ever get to, but you'll never be a perfect.
Wow, that's deep. That's much like what I was saying. His awakening man leads a purposeful existence, and he get there by looking within and
Yes, sir.
And pressing forward. His purpose is his path, so they're connected. I like that.
Exactly.
What you got down there? Stay woke.
Man, y'all done pretty much said everything, you know, but I didn't write these notes down for nothing. So
okay,
piggybacking off of all of y'all, you know, and I appreciate what you said about, you know, the thing with being a Buddhist and being a monk, because a lot of people figure like, you know, okay, so I'm a Buddhist, right? They figure like, you know, I worship like this fat guy inside the Chinese restaurant. Not it at all.
Right.
Nor do I believe in, you know, that idol being that they tend to have in churches, because one, I believe that, you know, church is in the heart. So you don't have to have, like, God doesn't want you to have religion. He wants you to have relations. So with that being said, it doesn't matter if I don't go to church. I mean, granted, you know, forsake yourself without the assembly of the believers, that's fine. But it's kind of like going to, you know, choir rehearsal or Bible study. I mean, you're just going just to like make sure you're not alone, because we all know what happens if you're stranded by yourself. I mean, the devil trying to take over you. So I mean, when it comes to like meditation and being a Buddhist, like, yes, I love it because I find my inner peace when I meditate. Some people don't know, or they just care not to know that when you pray, you're praying too, you're seeking answers. But when you meditate, you're listening for.
Okay.
So Um, with that being said as well, the following of the spiritual awakening and, the difference, pretty much the difference between being awake and, being woke. I mean, you observe different patterns, you feel a sense of connections, like you just said. You let go of attachments, which that can be a good and a bad thing, because in some relationships, you would almost choose to rather have like a paperclip relationship versus like a stable relationship, because stables are more personal. They're permanent, versus a paperclip, like I can just slide you right out the door. Um, Increasing your intuition, increasing your compassion, and removing the fear of death, most likely, because a lot of people are afraid to die. Everybody want to go to heaven, but nobody wants to die.
Exactly.
So, I mean, you have to, as long as you know that you're good, I mean, you shouldn't be afraid of death anyways, because honestly, death is beautiful. But I mean, we as a world tend to look at death as like, oh my gosh, I'm gone. Okay, but you're also at peace. Would you rather be alive and full of cancer and like the iniquities and everything else that's going on in the world, or, be at peace, be at ease with God, with yourself, seeing loved ones and everything else? Like I said, it's beautiful. I mean, death to me is like, depending on how you are and if you're saved, you still have to think whether or not you're saved or are you safe, because there's a difference with that as well.
Mm-hmm.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
Yep.
Yeah, I saw something that said an awakening man condemns any past that uses religious differences as a justification for destruction. So
Yeah,
we can be who we are. We can, and like you, I love when you said is relationship, not religion. That's very big. Each his own, and that inner peace comes with meditation and prayer.
exactly.
And so I like that. That was
And I had to
really
explain that to a couple of people, like when I was a youth minister, and they asked me why I stepped down out the ministry. And I said, honestly, because I'd rather be a hypocrite. Well, I'd rather be a sinner outside the pulpit than be a hypocrite behind one. Because I already knew that I wasn't living, entitled to the beliefs, in that certain setting.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, as long as I have that relationship that I need, then I don't care who it is. I'm a respecter of, like, of the person, not your title.
right. Exactly. That's one of my reasons for
That's
not
it.
really wanting the title myself. Just call me Brother Kevin.
Right. It's like we get so
A
hung
lot of
up on
stipulations.
titles, like you tend to lose the message. You
Yeah.
get so hung up on the pastor's supposed to be perfect and everything, that the pastor could been and just slept with whoever. But I mean, he's giving you a message from God, and you're missing the entire message because you're focused on that person.
Right.
I mean, honestly, a lot of people didn't even become awakened or woke until Barack Obama got into office,
Right.
because for the longest they didn't realize that, that it was possible. Granted, yeah, I want to say it was like in 1945. I forget what year when we had our actual first black president, but that's a different subject. But Barack Obama, he just proved that you can go about doing everything the right way, and they're still gonna hate you.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, you can do any and everything in your power to get into the White House. They did the right way, and they still put a blue torch to him. So,
Yeah.
That's it.
It's just the way it is. Politics and religion. All they
right.
are is a way to control the masses.
It
One
always
control
goes back to that saying, you have to find a white way to do the wrong thing. And I mean, people will laugh at it, but it's true, because I mean, they're gonna hate you they're gonna hate you if you're doing good. They're gonna hate you if you're doing bad.
right?
Right.
You can't please everybody.
Yeah, they'll make more fun of you if you're doing bad. I mean, people read stuff out of context. It's almost like, just being eyes wide shut. Prime example, last night I made a post, and Keith can attest, and they had someone, she kind of felt offended because, I mean, she read the post totally wrong. So she jumped into offense versus like, well, I explained to her like, yo, like what, like, how did I offend you, and how am I being stereotypical because you read the message wrong. If I wanted to be stereotypical, I would have been like, okay, all black people don't read. That's what I would have said. But me, no, taking a higher road, I'm like, you know what? Maybe she didn't mean it. Keith went back and he made a statement, just letting her know, like, hey, he's not arguing with you.
Yeah.
And I mean, she later on came back and apologized, but I mean, it's cool. But like I said, it's like it's a wild world, man. You have to pick and choose your battles, like we discussed so many times before.
It's
Yeah.
the modern day. It's like
The
people do
modern day
not
man.
listen.
You breaking up? Say it again. Say it again.
It's that modern day mentality. People do not listen to understand what's being said. They listen to respond. So they
Yeah,
capture one
exactly.
word in a sentence and they're ready to jump right on it. But then they miss the whole meaning of what's being said.
Yeah,
Just the way today's people seem to be.
Yeah.
that is it. I mean, we have so many people right now like walking around with their eyes wide shut. I mean, it's like it's crazy, but at the same time, you look up the definition. I mean, it describes everything that they're doing. I mean, you know, it's kind of like being married or being in a relationship, and you know, you or your spouse, y'all like, you know, not you guys, but it's like they're not doing right or you're not doing right. But okay, baby, I'll forgive you. It's almost like they'll rather see what the potential of the relationship is supposed to be versus what it is. Because at the end of the day, you can't fall in love with potential. Potential can potentially go bad or it can potentially be well. But
You need facts. You need
right,
facts.
Right. Potential only gets you in the door.
yeah, exactly. I
And if
mean,
you
that's the
don't
same thing
move,
like with the work environment.
right.
Like potential can get you in. Potential, like because of my GPA and everything, potential can get me into IBM and work. But you know, it's your habits. It's you know what you're known for. What are you doing? What are you going to bring to the table? That's going to keep you there.
Right.
That's again being connected to your purpose and how you're driven.
Right.
A purpose driven life. You know what I'm saying? Like
That was a
your
great book, by the way.
huh?
That was a good
Yep.
book. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So look, man, it's all about what you standing for, you know, how you connected,
Yeah.
how you gonna move. You know, I saw somewhere where it says is a purpose awakening man knows that it's a felt experience. It's an ever expanding awareness that moves from
Mm-hmm.
the heart outward. So it's inside out. Remember, we were talking about that inside out. His community is humanity. Not every man for himself, but every man for humanity.
Right.
It is a feeling. It is feeling God, not thinking God. So it's your being. Is what you represent.
Right. And
You
I
know
mean,
how
people
you.
can get away from that title, like you said, you know, with God. I mean, the Bible tells you that we are gods,
Yeah.
lowercase g, but it's like, you know, they have so many people that hate, like, hey, what's up, man of God?
Yeah.
Like, oh no, don't call me God. Like, stop getting hung up in the title.
Yeah. Yeah. He's given us the power, excuse your power.
Yeah.
Dunamis power. You know, that we have that power and we're in his image. So that's why we could say that, you know, you're God, but
Not only can we say it, but we can also prove it.
yeah.
I mean, you know, when I was in that realm, like going to church and doing this and doing that. I mean, I know that life and death lies in the power of the tongue. You
Right.
know, as far as like spiritual healing and being because at first, as a kid, I mean, everybody thought it was a joke. You know, like the power of laying hands on people.
Right.
And so I actually witnessed it and did the stuff. And I mean, like reoccurring dreams and prophetic dreams and speaking and everything. I mean, the stuff is real. It all depends on what field you're in. It's kind of like going back to college. You never really know everything unless you major in it.
Right.
So when I was in church, when I was in religion, or when I was, a youth minister, I mean, I believed it, but it was also true. But I mean, you step away from it. I'm not going to say that God's going to sit up there and take your calling or take your blessing away from you, because I write music. And I mean, I remember like growing up, it's like I would always tell myself like, okay, Lord, when I was trying to get rid of like certain sins or whatever, just take this blessing away from me. Like, if I sin or if I do this again, take it away. He wouldn't.
Right.
Because I mean, he's not punishing you. I mean, God doesn't hate people, he hates sin.
The gift is freely given. You're gonna always have it.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. It's freely given. It's how you walk in it, how you use it. I'm just grateful to be where I'm at and to understand what an awakening man is. If any viewers out there, any man or young boy, inspiring to be a better man or a great man, which you already destined to be, is just being connected to your purpose, understanding what it is. Understanding what it is. Don't live life just merely existing.
Right. Don't be a vagabond.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
And it's easy to do because you don't have any goals. You need to plan. And write goals, write it down and make it plain. I know you done heard that. So, but not only do you do that, you have to set interventions. What if something come up? Because a lot of times we set our goal and make a plan, but what about the alternative? What if that path don't work? You want it a certain way. Because I can truly attest to that. I wanted to be a teacher for so long, but it never came. I mean, it came 10 years after I graduated college. You know what I'm saying? I never gave up on it, but it's certain things you have to align with. It's certain ways you have to align in order to get what was yours already.
Right.
So being an awakening man, a lot of people go around saying, stay woke now. Understand what that means. Don't just say it because it means something. It definitely means something.
That's the problem.
I thought you were saying on my name for a minute, like, it's cool. I'm woke.
Nah, I know you are.
Hey,
that's why you put it down there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it means a lot though.
Yeah,
so
that's the problem, though.
What's that?
Nowadays, being woke seems like just a talking point. It's like the new end thing.
Yeah,
Stay
that's
woke,
all
man.
it is.
I'm woke, but they don't even know what being woke is, what it's about. I mean, if you're not working towards something, if you're not trying to better yourself, how woke are you? You still believe in the same lies that you've been taught from the beginning. So how woke
A lot of
are
these
you?
people
Still believing that same stuff. You're not doing your research to figure out what's going on.
Yeah, a lot of these people, they just like the phrasing, and to them that's all it is. It's a phrase.
Yeah.
I mean, kind of like when you see all seeing eye or anything like that. Because I mean, like when I first, like this tattoo right here. I'm not trying to flex on y'all, but yeah, like the all seeing eye.
Muscle.
I know, right? But now, they had a lot of my friends. They was like, "Oh man, that's so bad. I'm gonna go and get one." I'm like, "Do you even know what it means?" Because a number of them thought it was because of like the Illuminati. Like, no, that's not it at all. But then it's like they look at the way I carry myself, the way I speak.
I couldn't even see the tattoo. What's the tattoo?
Huh?
I couldn't see it. What is it? The all-seeing eye?
Yeah, the eye of Horus. Yeah.
Gotcha.
And it's like, oh man, some people thought it was like an Illuminati tattoo. I'm like, no. Some people thought it was like, that was just me rebelling against God. I'm like, no. But I mean, just know the knowledge. I mean, some people, like I said, it's just like the word loyalty. I mean, is it really real? Because I mean, loyalty look great as a tattoo.
Wow.
I mean, to say that, you're woke and you get like, an eye or whatever you want to call it on your body. I mean, yeah, that's cool. I mean, but that's kind of like, the women that get these beautiful tattoos, like when they're 17 and 18 years old, but then like, like on their lower back, they call them tramp stamps, to say like Forever 21. And it's like, it's a butterfly, so beautiful when they first get it. But by the time they turn like 60, 70 years old, the butterfly then turned into a damn moth. Like, yeah. Okay, Forever 21. Like, I got you. But by the time they turn like 60, 70 years old, the butterfly turns to a damn moth.
Oh, he got to cut that off. Jackson been telling him to cut it off.
Keith.
There you go. But yeah, that's crazy. So, but what they have to do in that situation is understand that was a time in their life, a season in their life, and don't let it define them in that moment. They got them where you could cover them up now, or
yeah. Oh, they have like a lotion. They have a lotion because at first you had to like go and get another tattoo to cover because I had that on my arm. My first tattoo was my initials in Japanese. But I'm like, is this really Japanese? It probably like says like eat fried chicken or something, but the initials look real cool. But it's like, I went and got that covered up with my tribal and everything. But I mean, at the end of the day, like I said, just know what it is, know what you're doing. Exactly. I mean, nobody's gonna know everything right now, but just know, like, is gonna be on you forever. Like my chest piece, I don't want to take off my shirt because
Yeah, please don't.
yeah, I'm gonna be flexing
Please
again. But now it's like, like I said, I'm a Buddhist, but I have it right here. I mean, that's something that I already know the meaning, what I plan on doing. Not saying that I'm sitting up here denouncing God, because Buddhists don't denounce God.
Right.
Like it's crazy stuff, man.
But that's the thing, man. You know what? What I'm saying, like all of us are from different walks of life, right?
Yeah.
But we're on this one platform. And it's okay to be yourself, to be who you are. But you don't degrade another man as long as he understand what he's doing, and understand the trust that he making.
Right.
That's the thing. Like no one could change my mind on my thoughts of where I'm at in life. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the non-conformist part. You don't conform to what somebody else is saying or doing. You know what you know, and you keep moving. And as long as you're progressing. So yes, we fall, but how do you get up?
Right.
What are your beliefs? Are your beliefs strong enough for you to get up from what you've done? That's big. Are you the man you were destined to be? How do you move to get there? What are the steps to get there? How you living? How you moving? What you standing for? What you believe in? All those things count. So, I'm just grateful that for the diversity, that I respect that. I don't know much about Buddhists. I don't know your story, only you can tell your story. And I respect that. And it touches me every time you say, because you know the word.
Yeah.
That's what evolves you. That's how you connect it to your purpose now, because you know the word already. So you make a conscious decision from that.
That's why when people sit up there and like try and force your religion or force their religion on you, to me that's for the birds. Because
that ain't
you can
cool.
sit up here and preach to me till you're blue in the face, about how you believe or what you believe. But that's on you. I'm not gonna sit up there and like force Buddhism or force meditation on you.
Right.
I mean, they had a little guy at the restaurant I was at, he noticed my tattoo or whatever because I walked in with a cutoff. And oh man, you going to hell. I said, why? Oh, because man, you got the mark of the beast on you. I'm like, mark of the beast? Like honestly, there really is no mark of the beast, but I mean, totally different story. But he was telling me like, being because he was a Catholic, telling me like, that's the only way to God. I'm like, well, not necessarily. I mean, in here in Baton Rouge, like the state capital is right there. But I mean, there's many ways that you can get there. So you can't sit up there and I mean, it doesn't matter how you get there as long as you get there.
Right.
Exactly.
But that kind of stuff, I mean,
who can dictate your path how to get there anyway?
Nobody.
Like you say, you connected to your purpose. Your purpose is your path.
Right.
So that ain't for anyone else. Now, what I would say is that you keep speaking it. That's what I feel. And I like that you speak and you testify, you give your testimony of your walk. That's how where you at now.
Yeah.
It ain't for you, it's for other people to understand you can move how you choose.
Exactly. But you know what? When I lived in Germany, I read the Bible from front to back, the Quran from front to back. I read parts of the Torah. I read some of the Buddhist writings. So I started reading a lot of stuff about different religions. And it all boils down to the simple fact that they're basically all the same thing.
Yeah.
Wow.
2 or 3 brothers decide that they all raised the same way. But I want people to do this. I want people to do that. But I'm going to do it this way. So they all branch off and create a new religion. But they all teach the exact same thing. Each one says, do unto others as you would have them do unto you.
Yeah.
Wow.
Only you got none of them say that Jesus is the Son of God. That's only in Christianity where they say that. But they all know about Jesus as a prophet, right? So all these books are books on morality. All these religions are just teaching morality. But watch it. The thing is, you got to.
Uh-oh. Another one gone. Another one bites the dust.
Yeah, I was just gonna go there. But yeah, they'll be back.
No, I ain't gonna say what I want to say now. Hey, he makes stuff happen. That's all I'm gonna say. He makes stuff happen.
Oh yeah, that's it. Thank you, Jesus. Yeah. Nah.
But that's good, you know. Like you say, the awakening man accepts a man for who he is. You know, I ain't gonna degrade nobody because your belief is your belief, and how you live is how you live. As long as you treat me right and with respect, you know,
Right.
I'm cool with that. You know, because I can't make nobody think what I think. You know, because what you think is what you believe. What you believe is what you practice. What you practice is what you make time for. You know,
Right.
all that is just you got to make time to get better. And you got to use your time wisely, you know. So if there's something you believe in, you study it and you get better at it and you know how to represent it in your daily walk. I think
Yeah.
that's important.
Exactly. I mean, to me, like, as far as that goes, I mean, religion, it's kind of like if I say something to you in French versus saying it in English, same meaning, same thing with religion. It's all serving the same purpose. I mean, I'm not sitting up here saying I'm an atheist or agnostic,
Right.
but I mean, I can ask you for an order of fries now or in French, Spanish, German. It all means the same thing. So I mean, it's all the same direction, different path. But like you said, I mean, a lot of people don't know why, I chose Buddhism. And so I sit up there, or either we're going to sit up there and have a conversation and it's just going to leak out, or, you can sit up there and ask me why. I mean, that'd be like, your reason for, going to Christianity. I mean, you can sit up there and like tell people your story, or they're going to sit up there and assume.
Right. Right.
But I mean, myself, I'll rather just ask questions versus sitting up there acting like I know something about it.
And that's one of the problems, you know, that's growing rapid in the in settings like that. It's so judgmental, and that's what turned a lot of people away. So I understand that part, you know, and I'm glad that where our fellowship at, I wasn't turned away. They accepted me as I was, whether they were talking or not. I felt okay. And it's all
Yeah.
about what you're feeling. And if you want to stay, you stay. If you don't, you go. It's your choice. That's what others got to understand. I know a lot of people say, I'm going to wait till I get ready to go. But it ain't even that, you know, because you can't do it by yourself. Like,
Right.
I don't think you can. I mean, maybe it's possible, but I don't know. I don't see how you can't do it without another higher power or something
Right.
that can guide you, you know.
I mean, it's like when people sit up there and talk about reincarnations. Like, okay, some people believe in it, some people don't. Well, when I come back, I want to be an elephant, or I want to be a bull, or how they believe in India, where it's like when they die, they come back as something else. So I mean, to each his own.
Yeah.
I mean, some people believe that their family members, like when they die, they come back in the form of I don't know, a billy goat or a cat or, whatever. It's like, okay, man. That's like some of the people that don't want to, when they die, they don't want to get buried. They'd rather be cremated.
Yeah.
So,
and that's their choice, you know. They want to. I've heard some people say they want to go back to the dust where they were created from.
yeah.
And some people want to do it because it's inexpensive. But like I say, it all goes back to each his own, and what you want to be connected to, how you want to move. All those are big. Got to be honest with yourself, though.
Yeah, because your truth is your truth. So
that's what's big,
as
and
long
I
as you,
don't think a lot of people do that. They
right.
fake a lot in their daily walk, in their daily lives, and I think that's what hurts humanity and society in a whole.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people are living willy-nilly, with no care in the world. That's why a lot of choices be made that aren't good. They're not connected to anything,
Right.
and that's how they could get wild like that, and do stuff that you wouldn't even think of. So it's all about studying who you inspire to be. I guess I could say that.
Yeah.
Because you got to want to be something, or are you just gonna be merely existing and be nothing with no purpose? You can't change nothing. You can't encourage anything. You know, what are people going to look at you as? A waste? You know, are you just wasting air?
Yeah,
You know, so
you're right. I mean, some people, it's like they die. I mean, they don't even want to get buried. I mean, either their family member was like, either they couldn't afford it, or you know what, you're not even worth the pine box that we're gonna put you in.
right. Wow.
That's it's crazy out there, man. But I mean, at the end of the day, it's all about getting to know yourself, being true to yourself.
Yeah. So what's the first steps of getting to know yourself though? Could that be part of the meditation in the morning? You
Mhm.
know, or whatever time of day, meditate on who you are.
Yeah. I mean, just like when people take time out to pray, you should
Yeah.
take time out to meditate as well. Like at work, this was like years ago when I first got into Buddhism. We'll go ahead and cut everybody at work, so there'll only be one person online. For like the Iron Chef. So I
Oh,
mean, that's what it was, and I mean, that was like my time to either meditate. That was my time to pray. It was my time to do whatever it was that I wanted to do. And I mean, I was never like a full-fledged believer about hearing voices or like ghosts and everything.
right,
But
right.
until I got into it, it's like literally, someone at work, they lost something. They couldn't find where it was. I was in the midst of like meditating and, talking to myself. I just had a vision of like where that belonging was. He had lost his cell phone. So it's like literally I left from the area that I was in, walked over there by him and just went straight to the phone. He was like, how? Like, how? I'm like,
Mm.
I don't know, but
But that meditation gives you a sense of calmness,
yeah.
and you're able to focus. That's the way that mental clarity come in.
Mhm.
And you're open to hear.
Right.
And that's a lot of times you're not, and I've learned that to do that when I pray, to listen for something.
Right.
Don't always be asking, but that relationship, that pipeline to him is open, and I hear from him. I do it to hear from him. What do you have me do next? I want to know how to be guided and taught.
Yeah.
And only he can do that for me. I've come this far by doing that. Because I was in a whirlwind. Going to and fro.
Mhm.
And I know now how to relax and just stay home. And I guess you could call it meditation as well. It's prayer and meditation.
Yeah.
I live by both of them. So I didn't realize that Buddhism was as much as meditating like that. But I'm glad you shared that.
And like I said, people, they misconstrue Buddhism. It's like when they think about Buddhism, they think about, you remember that movie, The Golden Style,
Yeah.
with Eddie Murphy? Yeah. They think like we're just a bunch of bald people. First off, they didn't know they had black Buddhists.
Right.
So they thought we like, just shave our heads and walk around with like these big things that look like starter jackets.
Yeah.
Just either that or they think about the movie with Tina Turner, What's Love Got to Do with It?
Uh-huh.
They think that's all. Like, man, look, y'all believe anything that society puts in front of you, which is why they think there's no black people in Honduras or the Dominican Republic. They think all of them look like Jennifer Lopez. Like,
when I went to Tijuana, I saw black people. I didn't know black people were in Tijuana.
Yeah.
Like really residents.
Mm-hmm.
And I know black people go visit, but I seen residents there. I was like, wow.
Yeah. When I was a kid, I didn't think they had any black people in London.
Wow.
So I went there, and so like my ex-girlfriend, like, she's from London. I mean, her parents, they moved there from Nigeria. But it's like you go out there and it's like they're everywhere.
Wow.
So
that's what's up, man. It's truly wonderful to be in this place, just knowing that I don't have to just localize my thoughts or my topics. It could be worldwide,
right.
Just being able to take trips like that is opening that's part of my awakening.
Mm-hmm.
To be able to go to Tijuana like that,
And the thing is, you sit up there and go somewhere and you feel more at home in a different country than you do, you know, pretty much where you're born at. Or like if you're from Mississippi, then you end up going to Africa for like, you know, a while. It's like just touching the ground is like you'll feel like this is home.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, you ever find yourself just identifying with a certain genre of music that you never thought you'd listen to? It's like this is familiar.
Yeah.
So
And you know it because it's soothing. Whatever it is, whatever you choose to do or wherever you're at and all, you'll know that it's part of your awakening because you feel soothing and calm
yeah.
and relaxed and
It's like that spirit, you know, that feeling it serves residence like in you. So it's like, you know, this isn't even odd to me. Like when some people found out that I love country music, it's like, what you doing to listen to country music? I was like, wow, what's wrong with country music? I mean, some people just feel that way.
Yeah. I never thought I do country, I do jazz, I do I listen to 89.7 here in Columbia, K-Love. That's one of my favorite ones. When y'all see me get on live sometimes and I'm trying to sing, it'd be that so it's mostly Caucasian people though, but
Yeah.
you know, it's just different for me. It's positive and encouraging. That's what they call it. Positive and encouraging K-Love. So I like to be encouraged in the morning. I listen to Eric Thomas sometimes, you know, speaking and
Eric, man, that's my dude.
yeah, it's just different stuff that you know that's feeding into and fueling you and helping you get connected to your purpose. So it's a beautiful thing to understand that and not just be living willy-nilly like the tradition.
Yeah.
Like
I mean,
I even
also
listen to
matters like
gospel
what you
rap
eat
now.
too. Huh?
I even listen to gospel rap now. Never thought I'd do it, you know?
Yeah, because that was like when I was growing up, like yeah, I was listening to gospel music or whatever. But then when I started getting into like gospel rap, because that's what I started doing. Like after I heard from like Kirk Franklin and you know Lecrae, like that's the music that I used to write, gospel rap. So it's like, you know, doing that, performing at churches, you know, the song playing on the radio, and it's like, I mean, the stuff was dope, but it's like that's what I was able to identify with because I was always a big fan of rap music. But then when I got saved or found myself, it was like, oh, okay, cool. And it's like this stuff just came natural. Like literally, I can sit up there and listen to like a secular song and just write a clean Christian version to it. And it's like, you know, and it's like that was like, you know, in the mid 90s, early 2000s. And you would have never thought that Christian rap would have come as far as it has.
Yeah, it's pretty big now. I like
And some people, they just get lost with it because you have artists like Lecrae. You know, everybody knew he was a Christian. Everybody knew he was a gospel rap artist, but he don't want to be like, you know, defined to that one thing. So it's like he no longer wants to be called like a Christian artist or a gospel rap artist because it wasn't like lingerish enough for him.
Oh wow!
I mean, his message never changed, but I mean, people identify with whatever. So, and I mean, it always is like, you know, when it comes to religion or finding yourself or, you know, just being awake, I mean, it all depends on the food that you eat as well. Because, I mean, taking some notes, I mean, I barely even went off my notepad, but it's like all these sugaries and like processed foods. I mean, that stuff, like, it messes with your blood pressure. It makes you feel some type of way. That's why it's kind of funny. But, you know, like when you'll watch these TV shows where, you know, a woman found out, you know, her boyfriend was cheating on her or whatever. And it's like they go and buy this junk food because that's what you tend to gravitate to. Or they just go and get like this big tub of ice cream. Because, I mean, that sugar and processed food is like, it soothes you. Some people, they like to eat like a lot of chocolate whenever they mad. But I mean, yeah, once again, just watching what you put in your system. Because just like with music, knowledge, everything else, you need to watch the food that you put in your body because that can change the way that you think.
That's right.
I mean, especially music. I mean, yeah, you know, Satan was like, you know, the leader of the choir or, you know, whatever. He was over the music department in heaven. And I mean, you already know, like, whenever you get mad or pissed off, it's like some people, depending on how well you know yourself, I mean, yeah, you can listen to gospel music. Some people, they tend to like listen to rap or, you know, just listen to like people like Future, you know, just this stuff that feeds into their ego.
Right.
I mean, if you're mad, like, You heard of I want to say it's a choir. It's called Shekinah Glory.
Yeah.
They
Uh-huh.
have a song called Yes.
I haven't
Like,
heard that song, but I heard
yeah, like check it out. Just type in the word yes. And it's like Shekinah Glory. I mean, it's like a 13-minute song, but that song used to like get me through so much. That
Okay.
anything by Kirk Franklin.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, it all
Kurt is
depends on what kind of mood you
good.
feel like being in.
Kurt Franklin pretty good, man. Like I really can dig him.
Mhm.
But
But a lot of people stopped listening to Kirk Franklin when he started going through his little stage where, like with pornography and everything.
yeah, but
People stopped listening
he's
to him.
human.
Like they totally ignored the message. Oh no, we can't listen to him. He watched porn. Okay, you do porn. And,
Okay, how about that?
like, you can't sit there and get mad over that dude. Like, man,
Hey,
look.
just because it's out, and everybody know they choose that. But
Right.
they gonna miss the message.
It's like when Kirk Franklin's son decided to record Kirk Franklin, like, using profanity towards him. People wanted to write off Kirk Franklin after that. But I mean, like you said, you can't sit there and tell me how to discipline my son. I mean, he apologized just because he wanted to, but he didn't owe the public no apology. Like, if you don't want to listen to the music or whatever, that's cool. You're the one that's going to be missing the blessing, not me.
Yeah, ungrateful. His son was ungrateful,
Yeah.
And I don't think that was cool. But I think, he apologized because, that everybody thought that was the right thing to do. But like you say, I agree with you. It wasn't necessary,
Right. He didn't have to. I mean, his son recently got arrested for, I'm not going to say he killed somebody, but he was a part of like whatever that little group was. Ended up having a gun. Yeah. I mean, you can't sit there and blame that on you. I mean, I guess you had a gun in your car because your dad cussed you out again. Or you was with this group of people to go rob them because you was mad at your dad.
Come on.
I mean, they have other artists like I forgot his name. He made a song called Every Year, Everything to Me. I mean, the guy, he looks like a horse.
Wow.
Yeah. But I mean, he's a gospel artist, but I mean, Ty Tribbett.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah. He was cool. I mean, then they have like the different gospel artists that, they went from like being married and some of them are gay, some of them are divorced. It's like, man, I'm not holding nothing against you. Just keep making the music that you write.
Yeah.
I mean, I can listen to your message. I can listen to your word. The Holy Spirit will like discern it. So, anything that you're doing personally, I mean, it's not going to come off through your music. I mean, they have some artists where it's like they do these different rituals where, forget the singer's name, D'Angelo. He ended up going to Africa when he did that album. They performed some type of ceremony over it and, played this other stuff backwards. And you have like subliminal messages or whatever. But I mean, just be cautious with everything that you do, no matter what it's like life, living, religion, work, relationships.
Life is the choices you make, though. So we have to be mindful of that. What you decide to do is going to follow you, and that's how it's going to carry you. What you decide, that's how you're going to be carried through to the next step. So you definitely got to be mindful of that.
And you can't sit there and be upset because people judge you based on your past. I mean, just like you made them change their, the way they look at you. Okay, just change your back.
But I got a hashtag called "Pass Me with My Past." That's what I do. And if anybody held my past against me, they'll miss out on the new good me. This is the new improved me, and by them watching or looking at my past or what I've done 10 years ago, they're gonna miss out on a good thing. So, but I'm good with that. I'm good with that because I know I'm connected to my purpose now, and I'm driven by that, and that's my path, so that's why I can honestly say I'm an awakening man, and I believe that. As I was reading all that stuff about it, I admit my mistakes, I'm honest about what I feel, so I mean, just different things like that. And to get there, it is a process, if I got to share that with anybody, it don't really happen overnight, it ain't boom, you woke. No, it's what you read, what you put in, like you said earlier, what you put into your ear gate, what you watching, is a whole process, and it's all connected to you being better.
Yeah.
That's what I got for that.
I mean, whatever you do or whatever you've done in your past, I mean, that's what makes you the person that you are today. I mean, unless you just go out and like kill somebody just because.
Right.
But no, it's like your past. I mean, it says behind you, but you can't have a future without your past.
That's right.
So,
That's right.
I mean, people consider like if they want to sit there and hold my past against me. I mean, that's cool. Just I'd rather you put it on a T-shirt, but
Yeah.
whatever. Because everything I did in my past, do I regret any of it? Nah.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying like I'm a killer or whatever, but I've done some harsh things in my past. Like they may not be harsh to other people, but you know, harsh according to you.
Right.
So it's like, you know, I've done things like that in my past, and do I regret it? Nah, because it made me the person that I am. Had I not gone through the stuff that I did, you know, I wouldn't be the person that I am. If I never knew what struggle was, you know, how can I learn to appreciate anything else?
Right. You know that you know what to do to keep it now.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, as far as like being a hustler or whatever, yeah, that's cool. That's why I phrase certain things that way I do. Or like, you know, when I'm doing a seminar or speaking with people about weight loss, and you know, I make like these little jokes about, you know, if you're still looking to lose weight, I'm still pushing it. And it's like, you know, because there's some truth to every joke.
That's
so
right.
It's like that's what it is. I mean, that makes me who I am. That makes me, you know, that's how I'm good at what I do.
Right.
So, I mean, people can either hold it against you or you can allow my past to help you. Because like you said, you don't go through what you go through for yourself. You go through it for other people.
That's it.
Because if I was to sit up there and be so busy trying to be this perfect being, then, you know, no, you can't learn from anybody that portrays to be perfect.
That's right. That's right.
So, I wouldn't even want to be defined. Like when people sit up there and say, oh my gosh, you had a perfect life. You're like, nah. Sometimes it's like you have to purposely mess up just so people can be like, oh, well, nah, I can't believe you messed that up. Or I can't believe you put that amount of seasoning and such and such. Yeah, I'm not perfect. Because if you give somebody their reason to hold you to that standard, then they will.
Yeah.
As soon as you like mess up on accident, then it's like, oh my gosh, you're so blah, blah, blah. Be like, thank you so much.
That's right.
I mean, that's like just like with celebrities. We make celebrities. Nobody's born a celebrity. I don't give a damn who you are, what song you wrote, what athlete, whatever. It's like if it was to take that label off of them, like, you know, the only thing that's gonna be left is what? The money? Okay.
Wow.
So as far as like getting starstruck and stuff, like, no, I like certain people, but am I gonna like hold you up like the way people hold Beyonce?
Oh yeah.
Like, yeah, she cute, but am I gonna? But you got something called a beehive. Really? the beehive, and it will go hard in the paint behind Beyonce.
Right.
But then y'all sat up there and got mad.
That's like another god, ain't it?
Yeah, exactly. Man, but then they want to sit up there and get mad about somebody that tells a harsh truth like Kevin Samuels. They had so many people that was happy when Kevin Samuels died. I'm like, why? Because you couldn't identify with the truth. Right. It's like women don't want to be held accountable. It's like it's okay for a woman to cheat, but if a guy does it, then oh my gosh, you know, leave him. For what? Yeah. It's like the women that date or get married to athletes. You already know the athlete is gonna cheat. That's what you signed up for. And I mean, you have artists like Snoop Dogg, you know, his wife know he cheated on her. Like she knows that he cheats. But what she said about it, oh well, at least it comes home to me.
Right.
Because a lot of women, just like a lot of men, they'll rather have half a relationship than not have one at all.
Right. Wow. That's deep. That's deep, man. That's pretty good. It was a great topic though, man. I'm very excited about it. We missed our two guys today, but
yeah, I know. Okay. I can't believe, and I know they're gonna go back and watch the replay. So Cain and Abel, yeah, y'all missed it. So don't be mad if next week, you know, we out of pocket or whatever. But nah, they want to sit there and like they I know they're paying attention like in a group. I mean, you know, I'm glad that all of us are like, you know, that we're able to meet and, you know, do stuff like this. Because I mean, the platform, it's amazing. I love it.
Me too, man. Like really, really, it helps smooth my mind too. I start to thinking more because I got to come in front of people, you know, so I get to smooth over my thoughts about certain topics. So
Yeah, exactly. I mean, plus that, and plus, I mean, it exercises the mind.
yeah,
Because I mean, other than that, like, you know, we'll discuss the topic or whatever. It gives me a reason to like go and research different things, or you know, bring up some of the stuff that I learned in ministry school.
right.
I mean, it's almost like it's therapeutic as well, because you get to sit out there and talk about your past, go talk about different things that you did, or you know, whatever. And it's like, well, okay, cool. So,
yeah. So I think
you froze. Man, you out of there too? If not, you have a great poker face. You out? Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, man, you froze up too. Well, guys, you know, it's been a pleasure as always. Um, we'll talk next week. Same time, same channel. I'm gonna take a picture of this because I want you to see what you did. You just froze in place on me. There it is, buddy. All right, y'all have a blessed night.